the star map of Venice. You're going to see the leg of the bull. The exit marks the spot, just as you see here. Right down here, the monastery of St. Nicholas. How this was built here with this spire and the leg of the bull showing the way is exactly what I'm talking about here. The leg of the bull Pleiades, as you've seen in all my star maps. Okay, the history of this building of Venice into the shape that it is. They are particularly remembered for having been founders. That's this family, the Zancarol family, are particularly remembered for having been the founders of the Church of San Nicolo, and later of the Church of, okay, these pronunciations are a bit hard, but that's quite amazing. The Church of, there's another one, Santa Maria. We're going to look at that. The relics of St. Nicholas, that's what's important here. The position of the relics of St. Nicholas has long been disputed between Venice and Bari. Now, this is amazing here. The convent and the church date to the origins of Venice in the early Middle Ages, founded according to a legend. What is this legend of the Zancarol family? They founded all these churches, so there's a religious background. Let's see if we can figure out what they have founded. Okay, I'm comparing Venice to star map Egypt, leg of the bull in the Abusir area. Sun temple marks the spot. The temple of Dendara, Pleiades. Leg of the bull shows the way to the star of the ancestors, and there's an Adam and Eve story that's in my Dendara Decoded video. It's linked at the end of the video. How Washington has a coincidentally similar leg of the bull shape. Roslyn and Arlington. There's the Washington Monument. And the Pentagon with a north pointer, you'll see that in part 2. This is part 3, by the way. And of course the leg of the bull of the Temple Mount, Jerusalem. Look at these 2 water storage areas, 2 pools that were chosen as the hoof part of what I propose as the leg of the bull, discovered by Martin Molnagov. That was in 2013. Now the Hill of Caiaphas is the exit marks the spot here, just like the Egyptian Sun Temple. Similar shape, coincidence? We will find out in time. But Venice started off right about the year between 300 400 AD with a very simple landmass out at sea where they could build on. Okay, it doesn't have that exact shape that it has today. There is a St. Mark's Basilica, and we're going to look at that. But this is one that is dated close to that period after it had some changes. Look at the difference now in the shape. And look at these 2 water storage areas or entrance points for harbours, but they show them 2 unique water storage areas, just like the star map Jerusalem. Now looking at St. Mark's Basilica, it's right there. Okay, now here's some extreme theory, obviously, because I know what I'm looking for. Some important buildings now sort of mark out the Pleiades within the leg of the bull. Is that a coincidence? Maybe it just is, but take that with a pinch of salt. The 500 dice pattern of St. Mark's, it's called the Kunkunz in Italian. This is the star map pattern that was chosen for the Atlantis star map message that you'll see at the end of this video, and it's either 3 in a row for Orion's belt, or the 3 in a row is encapsulated with the centaur. It's usually shown bigger when they do that, and these are the outer stars of 2 brightest of Orion and Sirius and Aldebaran, but I think in this case it's 3 in a row and the 2 brightest stars of Orion showing the way. There is that church we're looking at now. That was a picture from above. Now there's another thing happening here by St. Mark's. 3, let's call them flagpoles for important ceremonies, and then there's 2 pillars down here. But think of these 3 pillars. Are they showing the way to something? Is it the reference for an alignment with the 3 markers on the ground in the Genesis stela with the 3 kings, which I propose is Orion's belt, and the story of the dog star Sirius? Follow the 3 kings and to the other side of the Genesis stone to see the rest of the story, and what's above them is obviously very suspect of a flying ship. But those 3 in a row, I think, are very important for the story. Now, the two pillars that I said that were a little bit lower down, there's the cosmic lion, serpent, dragon, in my opinion, shown as St. Mark's emblem, a lion that flies, a lion of the cosmos. And the other one has St. Mark on top of a dragon. Now, is he slaying the dragon, or is he opening the cosmic conduit? Because the spear part is facing upward, and the dragon's face is down towards the bottom of it. That's a clue. In St. Mark's, there's this beautiful mural with the Christ with his blazing sun, and I believe 7 cherubim, because remember in the story of Revelations, in his right hand he holds the 7 stars. I think this is a reference for the Pleiades, and there's something happening beneath him here. Have a look. Coincidence? Referring to that? It's just a clue. Take it with a pinch of salt. Now, this church in Venice has an amazing collection of clues here. There are 3 portals on the side here. We have the small cross and the long cross, and the Mary and Christ child story. But look above it, the triptych, the portals to the 3 sons. As I explained these openings, the triptych, we seem to have a correlation here with the cross showing the way to these 3 sons. It's all about these 3 sons in ancient history. Now, it's the exit marks the spot. Let's have a look at this monastery. There's the name, I can't pronounce it, but it's this monastery that has all the answers. This is the exit marks the spot in the star map. Part of the design plan, in my opinion, for the reason it is the leg of the bull showing the way. And it's tied in with Santa. There are the 3 poles again. Coincidence? Not sure. But the monastery of St. Nicholas has the relics we're talking about, partly from Bari and partly here. So how many relics are there, I'm not sure, but it's like he was buried here. In their opinion, they wanted it to be a place of his burial. Now, the convent and the church date to the origins of Venice, which is the early Middle Ages, according to legend. It's around about the 300, 400 AD period. I think I've got a date in another image. We'll have a look at that. Now, in the Bari area, there are definite relics of St. Nicholas. Look at his tomb, sarcophagi. It has this cosmic conduit, in my opinion, swirling to, in typical Rosicrucian fashion, the sun as a flower. And in this area where the tomb is, we have the triptych again, 3 portals, 3 suns. And I think there might be 7 columns here. I might be wrong, but it looks like there's probably 7 here as well, in representation of the Pleiades. And why is that important? You'll see now. Firstly, how does Santa Claus, the name, originate from St. Nicholas, or Father Christmas, or Kris Kringle? We're going to look at this. A bit more information. If you press pause, you can come back to it. And there's a bit more here that I want to keep as references, so if you come back and look for more answers to just basic questions, it's all here. Take the name St. Nicholas. Now, thinking of ancient Roman language, it sounds exactly the same. Santa is for saint in Italian. Santa, saint. Now, the pronunciation of Nicholas as well, it was more like Niklaus, or just Klaus. Santa Claus. Saint Niklaus. Coincidence? Not. It's literally word for word, just language variance. And then, of course, in German, by the way, the Christ child is pronounced as Christkindl. Kris Kringle? You can just see how these names have evolved in history, but it all points back to St. Nicholas. Who was St. Nicholas? Well, here's where his legend began. He is shown here putting gold into a room with 3 small girls being looked after in a time of difficulty. Their parent is on his deathbed. But this is just one painting where St. Nicholas is gifting these children or young people, and it's more than once. What I've done is I've taken another painting where it shows you he seems to be flying. Now, this sounds far-fetched, but when you think of what angels have in history, I'm starting to question now if St. Nicholas was a lot more than an average person, that he had ties to the greatness very close to those in history. And he has this ability of flight. I'm going to show you something else that reasons it. But he is putting through those gold coins, and I'm zooming in on this window down here, and filled in this area with my interpretation of what is most common in all the paintings. Putting money in those three girls' socks, drying in the area, up by this window, where the fire doesn't even have a chimney, but the warmth and the smoke passes through that area there. It's left open for airing. And he's putting in those gold coins into these three socks. The stocking origin with Santa, St. Nicholas, there it is right there. Now here's one where there's a legend of St. Nicholas saving people in distress out at sea. And this is not just one, there are many of them, where St. Nicholas is seen rescuing them from the sky. What are the chances that there's a little bit more to this? Right, in the 4th century, a new legend begins, celebrating the 25th of December in honor of St. Nicholas now, the Bethlehem star, and the origin of the Christ, in my opinion, as a time of giving. 4th century, it's just after the time of, that would be Constantine bringing Christianity. So this old, you'll see the Sol Invictus legend melds into the Christ 25th of December legend. But there's a bit more here. And so the tale of Santa began. He lives on. Remember now, many years later, people were still getting gifts from St. Nicholas, but he is past. So they say he still lives on at the North Pole, delivering gifts to children every year from there forward. So that is how that legend of why he lives in the North Pole. And he flies in the sky, by the way, of course, with these reindeer. So they knew he flew from the beginning in some strange manner. Here's a picture of St. Nicholas. What I like is the sun disk behind him, the Christ halo, if you can call it like that. But there are 7 stars within here. Now you know what I'm going to say for that is probably the Pleiades reference. There's not just one. Here's another one with 7 decorations within that sun halo. Looking at statues of St. Nicholas, he has the Christian 3 fingers pointing to the heavens, talking about the Trinity. And then of course he has these 3 golden orbs. Now my first feeling was that this is not the gold that he gave to the children. They're golden orbs because they are suns, representation of the solar trinity. He has a flame and a book. Let's look at that a little bit closely now. Also his staff, a cosmic conduit perhaps to our sun from those 3 ancestor sun stars. That's my opinion, just an interpretation opinion. And of course St. Nicholas is a flame keeper here. And the book. Now here's the thing. This is not any old book. This is at the time, the beginnings of Christianity, okay? And the reason I say the 3 orbs are the 3 sun stars in the heavens is because he's holding them in one hand and then pointing with the other. This is of the heavens. But this book is probably one of the forbidden Bibles that were burnt at a time that showed the story of 3 sons. Here's the extraction, I've enlarged it, story about 3 kings, and we have probably, there's one cover that's probably showing the story about the 3 sons. I think that is why he has that belief in the 3 sons. And of course in the beginning of Christianity, Helena was the mother of Constantine here, and she was a flame keeper. I just wanted to show that because we're talking about flame keepers here, and of course St. Nicholas was within that knowledge circle of what the ancient Bibles that were burnt showed. Another picture with him with these 3 orbs and his book and his staff, which I don't know what that is, probably an emblem in there. Another one with 3 orbs, you can see they're golden in this particular one, and he's pointing to the sky. So what I'm thinking it's showing is, take them away there and put them there. So we have 1 large one and 2 small ones, pretty much showing that in my opinion. And of course this painting of St. Nicholas is really nice, very, very true to how we've imagined Santa Claus, and he's holding these 3 golden orbs for the solar trinity, in my opinion. Here's one that shows the long cross. Look closely at this design of the long cross and the star correlations. That's just my theory, that this is the sun star Solomon primary. In part 2, I went through how the Christmas tree origin seemed to have evolved, and how even Stone Age has it, and measuring Orion rising on the horizon to that sun-like star. You measure 33 degrees of arc. But it's at Sol Invictus. Now let's look at Sol Invictus a little bit closely. In Wikipedia, it refers to it as the unconquered sun, and it's pre-Christian, 274. That's when they have evidence of it. But this goes way back to Mithras. This goes, more than 1,000 years before the Christ, that's for sure. And the Temple of the Sun, Sol Invictus, celebrating the 25th of December. This date was adapted to remember the Christ's birth. And of course the Mithras 7 rays of light from the face of the sun deity. It's all starting to merge. And when Constantine began, there's references showing he did venerate the importance of Sol Invictus tied in with Christianity. Try and imagine how that would work. Another picture showing St. Nicholas as a flame keeper, bringing the secret forward. And of course the Mithras story. Same sort of thing, but bringing the flame forward. But while we're looking at this picture, I wanted to show you the decorations of Christmas in the back. The time of 25th of December, measuring the rising of the sun star. That is the old ritual. Cosmic serpents, and this is one big cosmic serpent, and these are plasma ribbons coming off it. This is how I celebrate my Christmas with my decorations I'm going to show you just now. Here are some from the Pompeii recent ruins of an elite family that had wall murals showing their connection to perhaps Mount Meru. And these ribbons as representing cosmic serpents, 3 suns perhaps being celebrated like that on the cosmic serpent. But there are cosmic serpents in the picture. I've cut it out for the picture just so you can see the decoration, but I'll show you some others with the cosmic serpent. Here they are, same decorations exactly as the other one. So we have these strange decorations here, just like you see in that other picture. Little funnels, I call them cornucopias, and I would say these robes represent the opening omega. See, it's omega shape, doing both of them in the omega symbol. It's the opening conduit for the serpent conduit, dragon, lion legend. These are cosmic serpents with strange head crests. Think about that head crest now. Because the Incas and the Maya have reference of the cosmic dragon, and they're decorated exactly like you saw in Pompeii around the temple. All the way around the temple, that the cosmic serpent travels from the ancestor world to South America, and it's sky, land, and we have sky and land here from an ancestor world. So there is Orion, by the way, right at the top, 3 in a row, just like the St. Mark's Church layout, 3 for Orion's belt there, Orion's belt, and the 2 bright ones are set on each side, just like St. Mark's cross. And I'm showing you the cosmic serpent is everywhere in ancient history as something sacred. There is that strange crest, and here is the Maya version of it. An ancient astronaut riding the cosmic serpent dragon conduit, just like in Egypt riding the same thing from the stars. Okay, this is how I decorate our home every Christmas. Okay, I've got a sun disk, cosmic serpent, little green ones, plasma ribbons coming down from it that lead to my Christmas tree. Okay, a star at the top of it, the cosmic conduit coming down from it. The Christmas tree, you can see the 3 golden orbs in the middle for Orion's belt, and we have the little nativity scene. But here's the part where I add a little bit more. The Genesis stone, 3 pillars, and the 3 kings. The mural on the floor of the Vatican. Let's look at some other things in Rome now. Other evidence of these 3 suns. There is the wreath, just like the decoration of the cosmic conduit, and from the top part of the ceiling they make a circle out of it for the cosmic portal. 3 kings, 3 crowns, following alignment to the 3 suns, and the key of knowledge and truth shown as a cross, part of Orion. Cosmic conduits, ropes, and looking a little bit more now from what the Pope sees in Orbi et Orbi, Christmas Eve. This is what he would see in the old times. The star castle of Castel San Angelo. The 2 Egyptian obelisks in these positions, and the 7 hills of Rome. 3 sun-like star correlation, as above, so below. So there it is in the sky, there it is on the ground. The most important one, the star castle, Castel Sant'Angelo, and of course the Vatican aligns to the base of it. And of course Orion as the Chi-Rho here, showing the way, the male anatomy, that obelisk there being for Orion's belt. And he is celebrating with usually a grail in the old days. There's the sacred masculine, there's the sacred feminine. The blade and the chalice, 3 suns making the cosmic womb, the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine down here, Orion's belt. And of course what happens with the grail, it births a sun, which is representing the importance of the birth of the bloodline of humanity from that sun-like star, in my opinion. The 7 hills of Rome, seen from above. There are the 7 hills of Rome. Coincidence that it's almost identical to the Pleiades? Here is the Vatican, there's that Chi-Rho X that you see in the middle. Isn't it amazing? It also looks like a key. This is one of the keys of Solomon, the truth and knowledge. It makes a golden key when it's illuminated. And of course the Popolo and Pantheon obelisks are right there. A star map, just to see how it looks as stars, Pleiades, 3 sun-like stars, Orion showing the way to it. Coincidence? Perhaps not. I want to mention something now about my belief and how this has affected my understanding of Christianity, because I'm totally a Christian, but I take the parts of Christianity that are looks like magic or miracles and consider the possibility that it's great technology of our ancient ancestors visiting us in the past. They could fly with technology and they did amazing things to try and teach us. And they're speaking of the tree of life in this part of Revelation 22. Now, there shall be no night there. There need no candle. Now, the light of the sun, for the Lord God giveth them light. This is the creation. The whole tree of light is God presence. Okay, so just think of that. That's a very important line. And then, of course, the story of the cosmic serpent being around this tree of life. It's part of it. It's a cosmic conduit branch from the tree of life. It looks like a plasma ribbon, serpent looking, but it's not a big snake. That's nonsense. It has all seeing, all caring knowledge, and it wanted to teach people that go there, like the Adam and Eve story. I've covered all those breakdowns of those words in my main 2-hour documentary, how it makes more sense when you take it literally. The exact translations give you all the clues that it's humans being taken there, being taught about life and giving birth to the child, which was called Cain. That's the spoken language for child. Anyway, so the whole Adam and Eve story needs to be looked at a lot clearer. But my premise, or my premise, which was the right pronunciation, I had a near-death experience where I visited the light and I felt the need to study all ancient beliefs to see if it was real. So I spent more than 20 years of research finding all the things I'd seen were real. So that was my promise. I would bring it forward as a sense of responsibility. I hold the 4 Gospels and Judas codex in the highest regard above any other ancient manuscript of the secrets of creation and God and angels, and sticking mainly to the New Testament. I'm basically one of those. There's some things that just don't add up in the Old Testament. I use it for reference and research, but there's just elements of it now that could work against Christians, and that is a big worry. Now, my differences in Christianity, I need to fit the laws of science. I'll be talking super advanced physics here with cosmic conduits, plasma ribbons. So my experience with the light, that is the tree of life, looks like a living tree, but let's just call it the light for simplicity, that this was that which creates all time, space, matter and life. Okay, and this to me is the creation, God creation, and who spoke through the Christ. So my opinion is that Christ spoke the words of creation with the cosmic ribbon connecting through him. It will be invisible, and the creation speaks through him. It doesn't make him any less important than that it was God walking on the land. It's just that he was a physical body that had the cosmic light speaking through him. So that's my only difference there. The tree of life, serpent, is a sacred part of creation. I've covered that already. So that's been demonized. They wanted to be the devil. Why? Because monarchy hand that has looked after these holy records want you to believe in what they believe. They know that in the future that the cosmic serpent is going to expose how the monarchy control humanity unfairly. The whole monarchy system is rich family at the top, obey them and fight wars for them for their great wealth. That is still happening in a very roundabout way, with corporations being at the top of the tree now. Angels fly, but without birds' wings. You don't expect them to have actual birds' feathers and wings. They fly with super technology, and angels being beings, living beings with advanced technology. The chariots of the angels, in all the ancient records, they usually have some huge chariot in the sky. They're actually solid craft. We're going to learn about this very quickly. Things are developing in the world where we're seeing these drones appear everywhere. I've got a feeling the visitors are testing their safety with these drones first, getting us used to seeing them, and it'll slowly develop where you'll see they have more UFO light, less sound, strange movements, and more in time we'll see the shapes of UFO flying discs. The Christ, I believe, was brutally murdered because he was teaching about the cross. They murdered him on a cross to warn others that speak of this cross star secret will be treated with the same harsh punishment. It was not a good thing. In Christianity, we are taught that it was him taking the sins of the earth to die like that. Okay, let's look at that exact timeline. Early in, let's say from the year 50 AD onwards, let's take a whole 500-year time period. That is one of the most brutal periods of human destruction, in my opinion, in history. There was war all over the world, and nothing changed at that time. It was still war, and there were still terrible things happening. So it didn't make any difference to saving the earth or the people or changing our reality being more good. And then, of course, life is a gift. You die in this judgment. Is it so bad to think that there's more life afterwards? That we reincarnate, that the whole purpose of the creating the whole universe, is for the gift of life. You don't want to live as a soul for the rest of your existence, for an eternity, amongst billions of other souls, without the beautiful gifts of our seven senses. There's only two senses basically in the spirit, sight and sound, in my opinion. People that have had near-death experiences, that's all you have is this ability to see, and you can hear sounds. I don't think we can go into a comparison when the gift of life has all the senses and the joys of being of flesh. Celebrating Human Origins Day. Take this story with a pinch of salt. Try and consider adding it to your own belief system. That it's the whole of humanity, not just Christianity, celebrating Christmas. It's everyone's ancient history. So if this was known in history, peace and goodwill to all would follow as a natural thing. All wars would end. I said the Gospel of Judas was very important to me. That's a recent discovery of the Gospel of Judas. I'm showing here that after the Last Supper, Christ takes Judas outside and points to a star in the sky near an illuminated cloud. And then he says, Judas, this is also your star to follow. And then National Geographic strangely popped in 3 stars in a row near it. Now, there's a video of that little clip that somebody has put up on the internet, on YouTube, and I'm going to link to it at the end of this video. You'll see in the description, just that little clip. It goes straight to it. It's literally 30 seconds and you've seen everything.
With the earlier Sumerian clay tablets' precise version of the cosmic human origin star map, and how it matched the template at Stonehenge, would come the mindset that had Herschel set out to search the Atlantic Ocean seabed. It would be this clue that would culminate in this documentary's biggest revelation.
As the world was counting down to 2012, I was watching Google Earth, looking for ruins, refreshed my page, and I saw that. I recognized that curvature from somewhere. This could be a computer code. I think it's first contact. The ancients are returning. I've published a book, Herschel's Atlantis, and there's a 2-hour documentary you'll see at the end of the video. These are my 3 books. I'm trying to promote Saving Forests, $19 for all 3, 1 delivery. Please consider becoming a flame keeper in the here and now, or when you are gone, or as an activist. Please press pause and come back to this and you'll see the detail. But as a flame keeper, you become part of the quest to secure the interpretational copyright and visibility of the hidden records. That is the difference.